Welcome to the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame, brought to you by West Tennessee Bank, RE/MAX Realty Source, and Jackson Energy Authority.
And welcome, I'm Tom Richer, Master of Ceremonies for tonight's induction ceremony for the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame. We'll have some outstanding high school and collegiate athletes grace the stage, and numerous students who will be receiving scholarships this year to attend college. Plus, we have an outstanding featured speaker that you'll meet a little bit later on. Would you please welcome now Kurt Gehring, President of the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Tom. Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Directors, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this year's 38th Annual Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame banquet. Over the last 37 years, we've inducted 137 members into the hall, and tonight we're going to welcome 5 more well-deserving people. I got quite a few people to thank tonight, so bear with me. To start, if you're an inductee, and I see a lot of you out there, please stand so we can welcome you. All right, next I'd like to thank our hardworking board of directors. I'm on quite a few boards, obviously being in banking, and this by far is the hardest working board that I'm on. And they do a lot of good work for a great organization. If you're a director, please stand so we can thank you. I've been talking to Brevin Knight over here. I'm really excited about hearing him speak. Thank you for agreeing to come and speak with us tonight. So I found out he's played basketball about the same time I did, but a lot better career, but we didn't talk about that. Just teasing. I'd also like to congratulate our athletes of the year, our scholarship winners, our Distinguished Service Award winner, Mr. Mike and Jan Kelly. They're out here. We're going to hear about them more. And also, we got a new award this year, our first ever Hometown Legends Award. And this year, it's going to be our first ever winners, the 1974 Little League All-Star Team. And I really enjoyed seeing Ronnie Giddens as a kid. He was a good-looking young man. Yeah, no doubt. I'd also like to thank you, our table sponsors. There's a lot of work that goes into this, and it, believe it or not, costs a lot of money to put this on. And without you guys, we couldn't do this. We're also going to talk more about, hearing a little bit, our Friends of the Hall program. This year we had a record intake in the Friends of the Hall program, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. And lastly, I want to thank our event sponsors. Obviously, without all of you, but including our event sponsors, this night would not be possible. So I'm going to call these names, and if you're with one of these organizations, please stand. Our speaker transportation sponsor was Carlock Automotive. I saw Clay here a minute ago. He's out there. Our award sponsor, all of you got a chance to walk around the Hall of Fame, and they do such a great job with our pictures, is Jackson Engraving and Awards. Our caterer and reception sponsor, our fine food that we ate tonight, the Doubletree of Jackson. They've been doing this for a long time and do a great job. Our media sponsors, E+ Broadband and Jackson Energy Authority, and they also do a great job. Our new sponsor this year for the Distinguished Service Award is the Smith Campbell Group. That's Lynn Henning, Jonathan Campbell, and Patrick Hewitt. We appreciate them coming on board. College sponsor, Student Athlete of the Year sponsor, H&M Company. Our high school Student Athlete of the Year sponsor is William Steele. Our new sponsor this year, our speaker sponsor, is RE/MAX Realty Source. We're glad you joined us this year. And of course, our banquet sponsor is West Tennessee Bank. Please help me thank these sponsors for their contribution. With that said, I will sit down and let the program begin. We appreciate your sponsorship and appreciate you all being here.
All right, thank you, Kurt, for those words. It's time to recognize Student Athletes of the Year, sponsored by William Steele and H&M Company Incorporated. We start with two athletes from Jackson Central Mary Early High School. Sandria Hurd, a three-sport performer, is the Female Athlete of the Year. She has a 3.9 GPA and plans to attend the Tennessee State University and major in pre-med. Cameron Miles, a basketball player, has a 3.35 GPA and plans to attend UTM and major in education. The outstanding athletes from Jackson Central Mary High School are Keyshawn Anderson Clark, who played football and competed in track and field, and he plans to attend Bethel University and play football. The female athlete is Cheyenne Love, who has a 3.0 GPA, played basketball for 3 years, and has plans to continue her basketball career in a junior college. The athletes of the year from Jackson Christian are Taylor Baines and Daniel Green. Taylor played basketball and soccer and has a 4.4 GPA and plans to play soccer in college with a major in business. Daniel played football and baseball for the Eagles with a 4.0 GPA. He plans to play football for the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. From Liberty Tech Magnet High School, Sydney Cole and Greg Morris are the athletes of the year. Sydney played basketball and made the all-academic team with a 3.3 GPA. Athletic training will be her major in college. Greg is a captain of the football and basketball teams with a 3.2 GPA. He's headed to play at Middle Tennessee State University. From Madison Academic High School, we welcome Grace Chenard and Marshall Mize. Grace played basketball and soccer. She has a 3.89 GPA and plans to further her education at South Alabama and pursue a degree in marine biology on a pre-veterinarian track. Marshall's a four-sport athlete playing basketball, soccer, track, and football. 3.9 GPA is his score there, and he's headed to UT Knoxville to study fisheries biology. From Northside High School, we welcome Isabella Barksdale and Joseph Marshall. Isabella played softball and volleyball. She's committed to play softball at Jackson State Community College. Joseph is a four-year student athlete and won 2 district championships in tennis. He scored a 30 on the ACT and plans to major in zoology in college. Representing Sacred Heart of Jesus High School is Alexander Mormon. He played basketball and led his team to 2 consecutive championships, scoring over 1,000 points. With a 3.5 GPA, he's been accepted into more than 20 schools. Athletes from Southside High School this year are Kimora Curry and Christian Lowe. Kimora played basketball and volleyball for the Hawks. She led the team to a state championship last season and a quarterfinal appearance this season. She plans to attend Chattanooga State Community College. Christian played soccer and football. As a soccer goalkeeper, he had a 73% save rate. On the football team, he averaged 34 yards per punt. Andrew Perry and Anna Sanders are the athletes of the year from Trinity Christian Academy. Perry plays basketball for the Lions and is presently in the state's 12th ranked left-handed pitcher and a top 1,000 ranked player in the country. With a 4.72 GPA, he is signed to play baseball for Belmont. Anna was captain of the basketball and soccer team. She is ranked #1 academically in her class. With a 4.78 GPA, she plans to earn a nursing degree. From University School of Jackson, we welcome Hayes Carney and Ava Rose. Hayes ran track and played basketball with a 4.40 GPA. He will attend UT Knoxville. Ava played soccer for the Maroons for 4 years, helped her team to the state semifinals. She plans to attend Carson Newman University, continuing her athletic career and major in exercise science. Let's give a big round of applause for all of our high school athletes of the year. Give them a little time to get off here. As Kirk said, we thank you for coming out and supporting the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame. It's been going on for several decades now, and it's good to see people still coming out in support and have a full room to honor the student athletes as well as the college athletes of the year that you're about to meet here inside of the Jackson Civic Center. We'll remind you, too, that E+ TV 6 and the E+ broadband through JEA, they're pre-recording this show tonight, the program, and it will be aired several times, and you can check their listings to find out when it will air. Now we welcome the Collegiate Athletes of the Year. From Jackson State Community College, we welcome Talia Cawthon and Jacob Bryant. The 5'7" sophomore Talia was leading the NJCAA and the TJCAA in steals. She has not decided yet where to continue her education. Jacob is Jackson State's Male Athlete of the Year playing baseball. He was on the All-TCCAA All-Academic team. From Lane College, the Athletes of the Year are Jersey Cabana and Asmar Hassan. Jersey is Lane's Female Athlete of the Year and played softball as a freshman. She was an all-conference performer, throwing a perfect game in her collegiate debut. She's majoring in criminal justice. By the way, happy birthday, Cabana. It's her birthday, yeah. Asmar plays football for the Dragons. He's an all-conference performer. He's also a member of the track and field team, majoring in physical education. Let's meet the Athletes of the Year from Union University. Shanique Lucas and J.J. Zimmer. Lucas is a 5-year starter at guard with over 1,800 points leading up to the banquet. She's a 3-time All-Gulf South Conference performer and 3-time GSC All-Academic team member. Zimmer is in his 3rd season on the golf team, and leading up to the banquet, he had earned 13 top 10 finishes and 12 all-tournament honors. He played for Crockett County High School. Let's have a round of applause for our Collegiate Athletes of the Year. Our program will continue right after this timeout.
The Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame, brought to you by Doubletree Hotel, Williams Steel, H&M Construction.
Your life. Your home.
Your business. Your future.
Focusing on you, West Tennessee Bank strives to serve its clients in every season of life. With vast experience in personal and business banking, we take pride in guiding you through significant events. At West Tennessee Bank, we help you realize your dreams.
West Tennessee Bank is a division of Decatur County Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. West Tennessee Bank, focused on you.
Hustle up. Let's go. Foul.
Timeout. You think Dodo knows what she's doing? Yeah, she's in the Sports Hall of Fame and Remax Hall of Fame. And 4-time national champions. Ain't that right, Tess?
I'm Jody Parrish, the coach of Approach Realtor. There's nothing like family. Let me help yours. Oh, I love it.
This is something most Jacksonians never see. Sewage treatment, up to 8 to 12 million gallons per day. JA's wastewater treatment system in recent years has received and invested multiple millions of dollars in improvements. The result of those investments, treated clean water sent to the Forked Deer and the biomass used in sewage removal sent to the landfill in reduced volume and totally dry. Investing millions to protect health and prepare for a growing city, all a part of JA today.
I'm David Thomas, one of the board directors of the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame. You see, the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame exists due to the hard work and dedication of a number of individuals. One of the founders of this organization was Billy Scribner, and his dedication and leadership has provided the basis for what the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame has become. Well, most remember Billy Scribner as a football official and supervisor of officials. He was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1992. He was a president and long-term board member. He remained active and continued to serve as a valued mentor and advisor of the Hall until he passed away in March of 2014. The Hall of Fame introduced the Distinguished Service Award in 1989, and in April 2014, the award was renamed in Billy's honor and his memory. This evening, the 2024 Billy Scribner Distinguished Service Award is presented to Mike and Jan Kelly, who founded the Morgan Kelly Memorial Scholarship Foundation in memory of their daughter, Morgan, who passed away December 7, 2009. Morgan was born with a heart defect. She was a 2006 graduate of Madison Academic High School. At the age of 21, she had completed enough credits to graduate from Lambuth University when she passed away. The family received her Lambuth diploma at the school's 2010 spring graduation. The Morgan Kelly Foundation continues to award scholarships that range from $2,000 to $4,000 annually. That scholarship is endowed and funded through a 5,000-meter road race that began in 2010, the spring after Morgan passed away. Set up by friends and sorority sisters of Morgan's, the scholarship is endowed through what was the West Tennessee Healthcare Foundation, but is now handled by the Community Foundation of West Tennessee. The second scholarship, Friends of Morgan Kelly, is funded through an annual golf tournament. That scholarship originated through a group of Mike's golf buddies who wanted to do something to honor Morgan. Believing they could help other young people and their families ease the stress of the cost of an education was very important to the Kelly family, and Mike and Jan knew that this would be an honor in Morgan's name. It is my pleasure and my honor this evening to present the 2024 Billy Scribner Distinguished Service Award to Mike and Jan Kelly.
Good evening. Our Hall of Fame is pleased this year to introduce the first Hometown Legends Award. The award's purpose is to recognize and honor teams or individuals who have made an exceptional impact on Jackson sports history. This year is the 50th anniversary of the Jackson Little League All-Stars appearance in the 1974 Little League World Series. No other West Tennessee team has ever advanced to the Little League World Series, and the Hall of Fame feels it is appropriate to honor the team with the first Hometown Legends Award. You may read all about their magical summer in your banquet program, but let's watch this video for some highlights.
For a dazzling month in 1974, Jackson's Little League All-Stars were among the greatest. They advanced to the Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania that summer, a feat no other West Tennessee team has ever accomplished. It was an incredible journey filled with drama and adventure that provided a treasure of memories for the players, the coaches, and the families. They were magical days when 14 Little Leaguers dared to dream of glory, then earned it for all time. This year is the 50th anniversary of that momentous experience, and the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame is pleased to honor that 1974 team with the Hall's inaugural Hometown Legends Award. The team has never had a reunion, so tonight is the first. That summer, there were many firsts for a team of 12-year-olds who lived to play ball and knew little about life beyond Jackson. Most had never traveled outside the state, much less visited Florida's beaches, or gone to a Major League Baseball game, or visited the White House. Most had never even been on an airplane. They just loved baseball, and it was do or die for Jackson's American League All-Stars in every tournament game that summer. They used a single elimination format and won 11 consecutive games. 5 of their contests were decided by 1 run, including the state and Southern Regional Championships. They beat Farragut Cedar Bluff 2-1 to earn Jackson's first state title since 1963. They defeated Texas 1-0 for the regional championship and a trip to Williamsport. Outfielder Ronnie Giddens twice hit a last-inning home run to keep Jackson alive in the Southern Regional at St. Petersburg. He is the only All-Star who had a shot at professional ball, playing 4 years in the minors. For a bunch of 12-year-olds, we were living high on the hog, Giddens said, who still lives here in Jackson. We literally thought we were in the big leagues. There was a lot of luck along the way, said Fleming, who ended his Little League career with 27 straight victories on the mound. There were games when we were down to our last at-bat, but we always thought we could win. That was one of the key ingredients. We never quit. Fleming Weaver and Giddens were joined by Barry Buckley, Bruce Davis, Darrell Dershimer, Perry Franks, Bethel Fuller, Dean Hamilton, Cooper Murray, Don Nelson, Pat O'Keefe, Steve Shelton, and Mark Smith. All were 12 years old except Fuller, he was 11. Will Dershimer was the head coach, Ed Fleming was the assistant coach, and Gary Lovejoy was an aide. Weaver pitched the first game in the World Series. He had a one-hitter going through regulation 6 innings against Venezuela before giving up a leadoff home run in the bottom of the 7th to lose 1-0. Though crushed by the loss, Jackson regrouped and beat Canada 10-1, then Connecticut 14-2, and finished 5th in the World Series. Venezuela was 3rd. Taiwan beat California for the championship. After the tournament, Jackson's All-Stars saw the Orioles play in Baltimore. They toured Washington, D.C., went to the White House, and met President Gerald Ford, and then returned home to a hero's welcome at the Civic Center. The players and coaches have scattered over the years. Only 4 are still in Jackson, but they remain connected by their creation of local baseball lore and the feelings once shared on the Diamond of Youth.
Okay. Thank you. It is incredible that tonight is the first time they've ever gotten together in those 50 years. Sadly, head coach Will Dershimer and second baseman Mark Smith are deceased, but tonight we welcome team members Barry Buckley, Bruce Davis, Darrell Dershimer, Jeff Fleming, Perry Franks. Be standing up, fellas. Bethel Fuller, Ronnie Giddens, Dean Hamilton, Cooper Murray, Don Nelson, Pat O'Keefe, Steve Shelton, Stan Weaver, assistant coach Ed Fleming, and aide Gary Lovejoy, the recipients of the first Hometown Legends Award.
All right, that was awesome. Ronnie, I really enjoyed the picture of you as a young kid and all the hair. I'm not used to seeing that, to be honest with you. I'm just teasing. Ronnie meant a lot to me in my time at Union, and that's awesome, awesome. So the board has asked me to speak to you about 2 important ways that you can help support the center, the Hall of Fame. First, we need your continued support in seeking nominations. So we have, after tonight, 142 people in this Hall of Fame, and none of them nominated themselves. So we need you to go out and find us more worthy people like these 5 individuals up here tonight to continue to have great people joining the hall like we've got. So we've got a lot of ways you can find a nomination form. So we have a nomination form on our website under our Applications and Forms tab on page 53 at the end of your program. Or if you're a QR code, I think I said that right, QR code person on page 17, you can get to the nomination form. It has the qualifications on there and everything we need. A little bit of advice. Don't just fill out the form, add some more information so that we can know more about the athlete, please. Next, in 2019, the Board of Directors created the Friends of the Hall program, and we have since raised over $20,000 through that program, this year being by far the most. This year we brought in $4,175 in donations, which helps us do what we do. So if you're interested, again, we got a lot of ways that you can give, but the best way, either go to our website or go to the QR code on page 52. We've got a really neat donation process that our IT department, believe it or not, we now have an IT department, which is one board member, but we won't talk about that, that our IT department put together. So if you're interested in becoming a Friends of the Hall, go to our website, go to page 52, click on the tab, and we appreciate your support again. Thank you.
We'll continue with the scholarship awards now, and Greg Hammond, a board member, will come out and present the Billy Scribner and Margie Scribner Scholarship Award.
Thank you, Tom. The Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame Board of Directors sponsors the Billy and Margie Scribner Scholarship in honor of the couple's dedication to the organization. Billy spearheaded the Hall's formation and was a Hall of Fame inductee and former president. Billy and Margie demonstrated a passion for the Hall of Fame's mission over the years and dedicated countless hours of their time to promote the recognition of sports excellence in Jackson, Madison County. Zach Sisko of Jackson Christian is the recipient of the Billy and Margie Scribner Scholarship. He played football 4 years and soccer 2 seasons for the Eagles. He made 14 of his 17 field goal attempts with a long of 42 yards. He made 168 of 177 extra point kicks, and 74 of his kickoffs were touchbacks. His longest punt was 63 yards. He was named the Division II 1A West Tennessee Region Kicker of the Year last year and was second team All-West Tennessee. He played in the West Tennessee All-Star Game. He was All-State in 2022, twice named first team All-Region Kicker, and was the first team All-Region Punter in 2021. Fun fact, he has a pilot's license, a 3.54 GPA, and plans to attend Middle Tennessee State University.
Hey, good evening. The Jimmy Carey Memorial Scholarship was established by our family to help local student athletes to attend college who have excelled athletically and academically. Jimmy was a 2016 Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame inductee and a 2013 Carroll County Sports Hall of Fame inductee. As a former Jackson State Community College baseball player, he was awarded the Male Athlete of the Year in 1991. While playing baseball at UT Martin, Jimmy was named the 1992 Gulf Coast Player of the Year and was team captain in 1993 and 1994. As head baseball coach at USJ from 1996 to 2003, Jimmy's teams won 3 Class A state championships. As a result, he was named Class A Coach of the Year each time. When Jimmy left USJ, he continued to coach our boys and other young boys through travel ball and gave hitting lessons to many young athletes across West Tennessee. Jimmy had a true passion for coaching and teaching athletes and helping them successfully reach their goals. Hayes Carney of University School of Jackson is the recipient of the Jimmy Carey Memorial Scholarship. Hayes ran track and played basketball for the Bruins. He was All-State last track season and ran on the state championship 4x800 meter relay team. He also runs on the 4x100 meter, 4x200 meter, and 4x400 meter relay teams. He was co-captain of the basketball team. He is an Eagle Scout and a member of the National Honor Society. He is a graduate of Jackson Leadership University. He has a 4.40 grade point average and plans to attend the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. Hayes Carney.
The Morgan Kelly Foundation Scholarship is presented in memory of Morgan Kelly by her family, Mike and Jan Kelly. Morgan graduated from Madison Academic Magnet High School and was a student at Lambeth University. Morgan had a heart defect, and her family wishes to preserve her memory by assisting other high school athletes with financial assistance for their educational pursuits. Caden Mosley of Madison Academic is the recipient of the Morgan Kelly Foundation Scholarship. He ran track for 3 seasons and cross country for 2 seasons. He was captain of the cross country team last fall and competed in the state meet 2 years. The team earned back-to-back top 15 finishes at the state meet. He was a second team All-West Tennessee selection. He has a 3.5 grade point average and has committed to run cross country at Union University. The Morgan McCarty Memorial Scholarship Foundation is a nonprofit organization funding college scholarships to local student athletes. The foundation was established in September of 2006 in loving memory of Morgan McCarty. Morgan was a junior at the University of Tennessee when she was fatally injured by a hit-and-run driver. Morgan's legacy will be to help students complete their college education. Briley Davis of University School of Jackson is the recipient of the Morgan McCarty Memorial Scholarship. She has anchored the Lady Bruins tennis team the past 4 seasons, playing #1 singles, and has helped USJ's team win 3 consecutive state championships. She won the state doubles championship in 2022 and was a runner-up in 2021. She was the All-West Region singles champion last season and has been All-State and All-Region the last 3 seasons. She's involved in numerous extracurricular activities, served as class secretary since 2020, is a member of the National Honor Society, and is a graduate of Jackson Leadership University. She has a 4.73 GPA, a 30 ACT, and is attending the University of Tennessee at Knoxville.
The R. Bradley Hancock Award is given annually by the Board of Directors of the Hall of Fame as a memorial to former board member Brad Hancock. Brad's legacy is a testament to his life and the good works he did. He was instrumental in starting the Scholarship Foundation, so it's only fitting an award bears his name. Spencer.
Elena Korth of Madison Academic Magnet High School is the recipient of the R. Bradley Hancock Award. She was a 3-year starter for the Lady Mustangs soccer team, which qualified for state the past 3 seasons. She was All-District and All-Region and the team's Defensive Player of the Year. She is a discus thrower for the track and field team, holds the school record in that event, and finished 3rd at sub-state last season. She has a 4.0 GPA, a 33 ACT score, and ranks 6th in a class of 106. She is considering scholarship offers from Tennessee Knoxville, Tennessee Chattanooga, Tennessee Tech, and the University of Denver.
The Richard Ross Scholarship honors the memory of the late Richard Ross, who was a Hall of Fame inductee in 1993. He was the head football coach at Jackson High and Jackson Central Mary High School from 1966 to 1985. He passed away in 1993 after a long battle with cancer. The scholarship was established shortly after to help athletes with their college costs. Chandria Hurt of Jackson Central Mary Early College is the recipient of the Richard Ross Scholarship. She has been a 3-sport athlete, playing basketball 4 years at JCM, and then under a co-op program running 4 years of track and playing volleyball 2 years at Madison Academic. A sprinter, she ran second leg on the 4x200 relay team that won state and set a school record with a time of 1:44.75 in 2022. Her 4x400 relay team won the state in 2021. And the 4x2 team was state runner-up. She was JCM's leading defender this basketball season, averaging 4 steals, 8 points, and 5 rebounds. She was on the district's all-academic team with a 3.9 GPA. She played volleyball 2 years and was all-district as a sophomore. She plans to attend Tennessee State University and major in pre-medicine with hopes of attending Meharry Medical College. The Sports Orthopedic and Spine Athlete Award honors athletes who have excelled in their athletic endeavors and other extracurricular activities while a Jackson-Madison County student. These athletes are recommended by guidance counselors and coaches. Funding is possible due to a grant provided by Dr. Keith Nord and the staff from Sports Orthopedic and Spine Clinic. Andrew Perry of Trinity Christian Academy is a recipient of the Sports Orthopedic and Spine Athlete Award. He plays baseball for the Lions. As a 4-year starter, he has helped TCA reach the state tournament the past 3 seasons while making the All-District, All-Region Tournament, and All-West Tennessee teams. He is presently the state's number 12 ranked left-handed high school pitcher and a top 1,000 ranked player in the country by perfect game. He averaged 1.36 strikeouts per inning, pitched, and had a 1.64 ERA. He also plays outfield and has a .305 batting average. Academically, he ranks number 2 in his class with a 4.72 GPA and has an ACT score of 30. He has signed to play baseball at Belmont University and plans to major in data science. Sports Orthopedic and Spine Athlete Award. Taylor Baines of Jackson Christian is a recipient of a Sports Orthopedic and Spine Athlete Award. She played basketball and soccer for the Lady Eagles. She set a school record for most goals scored in a game, 6 last season, and totaled 31 goals. She was on the Jackson Suns All-West Tennessee second team. In basketball, she was All-District and All-Region. She averaged 8.8 points per game with 6.3 rebounds and 2 deflections per game. She has a 4.4 GPA and hopes to play soccer in college and major in business. And one final Sports Orthopedics and Spine Scholar Athlete Award. This one goes to Mia Powers of the University School of Jackson. She is a recipient of the Sports Orthopedic and Spine Scholar Athlete Award. She played soccer, basketball, and tennis. She also ran track for the Lady Bruins. As a 4-year starter on the soccer team, she was All-State last season, All-District MVP, and a first-team pick on the Jackson Sun All-West Tennessee team. She helped USJ win 2 state and 2 regional championships. She also played in the TACA, THSSCA All-Star Game last fall. She was a 2-year starter on the basketball team and ran track 4 years. She has a 4.62 GPA and plans to attend the University of Arkansas.
Good evening. The Terry Moore Memorial Scholarship aims to continue the legacy of my husband, Terry Moore, and his desire for youth and young athletes to succeed in sports and in life. Many knew him as umpire-in-chief of the Jackson Sportsplex, some as a coach, others as a teammate, many as a friend. Terry's legacy of dedication, humble service, and mentorship carries through decades of building successful youth and community sports programs here in West Tennessee. As an avid volleyball player and later an official, Terry's position for sports seemed endless, thriving in his role as umpire-in-chief. Terry held that position from opening in 2006 until April 17, 2018. I'm very grateful to announce the recipient of this year's scholarship, Anna Sanders of Trinity Christian Academy. She was a captain of the Ladies Lions basketball and soccer teams. She led the basketball team in free throw percentage, 77%, 49 assists, and three-point percentage, 28%, was all district. She was the soccer team's player of the year. She ranks number 1 in her class academically with a 4.78 grade point average and a 30 ACT score. She's president of the Student Government Association and involved in numerous extracurricular activities. She plans to pursue a nursing degree, earn her master's, and become a certified registered nurse. Thank you.
The Van and Louise Thompson Scholarship honors the memory of Van and Louise Thompson. Van is a Hall of Fame inductee and a former Jackson High multi-athlete star. He played tailback on a 2 national champion football teams at the University of Tennessee in the late 30s and 40s when the Volunteers went to the Orange, Rolls, and Sugar Bowls. Anaya Cole of Northside High School is the recipient of the Van and Louise Thompson Scholarship. She played soccer 4 years and was team captain last season. She played midfield, defense, and forward. She also ran cross country 4 years and played basketball 3 years. She's involved in the band program and is a member of numerous school clubs. She's president of the Beta Club, a junior Rotarian, and is on the Empowerment Team Council, a member of Northside's National Honor Society. She serves as a student ambassador and is editor of the yearbook. Cole ranks first in her class of 190. She has a 3.8 grade point average and plans to major in neuroscience, social work in college, and desires to become a psychologist.
Good evening. The Will Piva House Scholarship Fund was established by Will's family as a way to honor his memory. His legacy lives on through this scholarship program and its mission to assist young athletes with their college expenses. We are pleased to present this year's award to Edie Howell of Madison Academic. Edie has excelled in academics with a 4.0 GPA and a 31 ACT score, ranking second in her class of 106. She is vice president of the student body, a member of the Beta Club, and the National Honor Society. She played volleyball for the Lady Mustangs, serving as captain last fall. She plans to attend Tennessee Knoxville, become a registered nurse, and then become a family practitioner doctor. Congratulations, Edie.
Let's give him another round of applause. We'll take this time out and we'll come back and meet our speaker of the evening.
The Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame, brought to you by Smith Campbell Group of Raymond James, E+ Broadband, Jackson Engraving.
Every 3 years, the American Public Power Association recognizes public power companies that demonstrate proficiency in reliability, workforce development, safety, and system improvement. The recognition, RP3. The highest level RP3 is the Diamond RP3. In 2023, JEA's Electric Division received the Diamond RP3 Award for the 8th consecutive time. This never happened before, but it's JEA today.
West Tennessee Bank is excited to be in our new branch located at 1489 East Main Street. Our friendly staff is committed to your financial success and ready to serve you. West Tennessee Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hustle up, let's go. Foul!
Timeout. You think Dodo knows what she's doing? Yeah, she's in the Sports Hall of Fame and Remax Hall of Fame. And 4-time national champions. Ain't that right, Cash?
I'm Jody Parrish, the coach approach realtor. There's nothing like family. Let me help yours. Oh, I love it. I love it. We need to liven this place up a little bit. No, I'm just teasing. I remember when Greg was born, and Joe and I were a union together a long time ago. It was fun. Anyway, good evening, everyone. I'm Jody Parrish. You just saw my commercial, but it's not just me. I am a partner with Jada Slayton at Remax Realty Source. She's standing right over there. She still plays basketball too, by the way, and so do I, and we love it. And this year, we're celebrating our 25th year at Remax Realty Source, and we want to thank all of you who have bought houses from us and helped us to be successful. Tonight, we are very pleased to be the sponsor of the speaker, who happens to be still a great basketball player, I'm sure. So tonight's speaker is Brevin Knight. I met his wife. I hadn't met him yet, but Brevin is a television analyst and former Memphis Grizzly guard. He is in his 14th season as an analyst on Grizzly TV. He also appears as a commentator on the Grizzlies Live, pregame and postgame shows for all telecast on Bailey Sports Southeast. Brevin was drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers in 1999 and had a 12-year NBA career. He played for the Grizzlies during the team's first 2 years, 2001 through 2003. In college, he was a first-team All-American point guard at Stanford and a 3-time All-Pac-10 selection. He finished his career as the school's all-time leader in assists and steals, which I love. You do too, Joe. And he ranks 4th in scoring with 1,714 points. He was inducted into the Stanford Athletics Hall of Fame in 2010. Brevin and his sweet wife, Dina, have 2 daughters, Brenna and Kayla, and 1 son, Donovan. Did I get it right? I have practiced all day. I am so glad. So let's give him a big, warm Hall of Fame welcome, Brevin Knight.
Well, good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? Hold on now. We can do better than that. We didn't have a good night. How are y'all doing? Good. That's a lot better. I like that. But first, I'd like to say thank you to the board. Thank you to RE/MAX Realty Solutions for having me have this opportunity to speak to you and to all of our award winners. Congratulations to you, our scholarship winners, and then all of our Hall of Fame inductees. It's an honor for me to have this opportunity to talk with you guys, to give you just a little bit of my experiences with sports and life and how I got to where I am now. A lot of my youth started just like a lot of you. Started playing basketball back at home and was able to gradually move my way up to where I am at this point. But the biggest thing that I always like to tell young people especially is you want to make sure that you are ready for your opportunities. They will come. You don't know how they'll come, but when they do come, you want to make sure that you're ready to grab them by the horns and move forward. One other thing I forgot to say. Forgot to say thanks to all the family and friends who are here tonight, because without a lot of you, us athletes would not be able to be who we are. A lot of you are our biggest fans, but also say our biggest critics as we go along. But also taxi drivers, I've been that before, in order to get us from place to place. So none of us would be able to get where we are without our families and without our friends. And so now the thing that I want to pass on to all of our youngsters that are out there right now, there is a time in our life where you pick the roads that you want to go forth on. You pick that path. Sometimes those paths don't equal out to exactly where you want to go in your mind. But as long as you are ready for your chances, all things come to fruition at some point in time. The path may not be a straight one. You may veer here and there. But as long as you stay the course, continue to stay dedicated in what you're doing, hard work, always have a great spirit about yourself. More times than not, things equal out the way that you would like them to be. So if y'all wouldn't mind, I'd like to take y'all just on a little bit of trip of how I got to where I am now. Is that okay? Okay, you sure? All right. Well, I grew up in East Orange, New Jersey. It's near Newark, New Jersey. A lot of people think that I'm from California because never heard of me until I got to Stanford. But I grew up in a city that was huge in basketball, and a lot of my basketball was played out in the park. And the way that you made your reputation, the way that you made your way when I grew up was you had to have a park name. You had to have park credibility in order to move forward. And so for me, it was every day I would get home from school, it was doing my schoolwork, and then I lived in the park every day because for me it was wanting to play on the major court in our park. Where I grew up there was 3 courts. We had a court of non-basketball players, people that just played. We had 2 courts back to back. One was all of us young players that played basketball, but then the major court where all of the major players played. And then for me, it was, I wanted to make my way to be able to make it to the major court. Now, as y'all can see, I am the biggest in stature. No, I'm not, and I never was. But the way that I've realized that I was going to be able to continue to stay on the floor was I was going to work harder than everyone else. I was going to make whatever team I was on be better. And that was my way of continuing to move up. But in our city, we still have schools. You still have your city basketball. And in our city, I was considered our 3rd best point guard within my city of East Orange, New Jersey. And every day, I continued to work because the next summer, I wanted to make sure that I was no longer the 3rd, but I would continue to move up. Unfortunately, it didn't happen as quickly as I thought it should happen. So as I made my way through through grammar school, continuing to battle to try to be better than the 2 in front of me, we all went to, what happens a lot in New Jersey is grammar school, you go to public schools. If you start to excel in sports in some way, you now move into the Catholic schools. And so we all, the 3 of us all went to 3 different Catholic schools that still had the opportunity to play against one another, now not playing with. So now this was my opportunity again to say, now I can be better than these other 2. By the 7th and 8th grade year, we won 7th grade championship, 8th grade championship. But every time we went back in the summertime to play summer basketball, I still was the 3rd point guard in East Orange, no matter what I did. So I worked my way up. I get to high school. I go to Seton Hall Prep, which is in West Orange, New Jersey. Really, it's an all-boys school, but it's huge in sports. First year I get there, I'm ready. I think I'm hot. I'm ready to get playing. They tell me, all you can do is play freshman. I said, well, I'm good enough to play more than freshman. But it's a school rule that you only play freshman. So we play freshman. And one thing I say is, if I'm going to play freshman, we're going to be the best freshman team to ever play basketball at Seton Hall Prep. We go out and we play 23-0. We win our championship there. The next year, now I'm ready to move to varsity because now I'm feeling it. I get to the first day of practice. We have a senior point guard that has come back, a junior that was supposed to leave that came back. So what does that make me? The 3rd point guard. We go into workout at practice. I tell myself and I tell my parents, by the day we start playing, I want to be the starting point guard. Well, the one thing my dad always says is, if you're lucky enough, then maybe you'll have the opportunity. And the one thing he always said, though, luck is nothing but the intersection of preparation and the opportunity. So if you prepared to be in that position and that opportunity presents itself, then you go take it. We start practice my sophomore year. I'm the 3rd point guard. We go through the early season workouts. We get to the first preseason game. Coach comes out and says, starting lineup. I'm in the starting lineup as a sophomore for our team. We go 31-1 that year. We lose in the championship to a school called St. Anthony's High School. Their point guard at that time was a guy by the name of Dan Hurley, who you guys may have heard of by any way. Just won a national championship back-to-back years at UConn. We lose to them in the championship game, which I was highly upset about because I still felt as though we should have won, even though they had 3 pros on their team at that point in time. We had 1. And while having that 1 pro, he was recruited by a guy by the name of Fran Fraschilla, who then is now on ESPN, but he was assistant coach at Providence, offered Ira the scholarship, and he told me after my sophomore year, if I ever become a head coach, I'm going to hand the basketball over to you to be our starting point guard in college. I said, Fran, I would love it. You're across the water, you're away from home, but you're not too far away from home that I can get back. But at least they got a call before they come see me. So we get to my junior year, play well, go into my junior summer. We are playing summer league basketball, and it just happens to be that Stanford comes out to watch a guy play in South Jersey named Dan Earl. His game gets canceled in South Jersey, so they come up to northern New Jersey just to watch basketball, a coach named Jeff Jackson. He comes into Elizabeth High School where we're playing, watches us run up and down. The game gets done. He goes over to our coach and says, I'm interested in number 22 there, can we recruit him? The next thing that my coach says is, you definitely can recruit him because he is a straight A student. From day one, my mom and dad never allowed us to play basketball without having straight A's, occasional B+. It's the only way that we were able to play basketball between my brother and I. And so for me, it was always wanting to be on the court, but the only way that I was going to be on the court was I was going to have to be a good student also. So to stand up here now and hear these 30s and 31s on the ACTs, these 4.6, 4.7, 3.8, makes my heart feel good because there are other parents that continue to get across to our young people that, yes, the sport is there, but you don't allow the sport to use you. You use the sport. And that's what you youngsters are doing at this point. And so that made me feel good to hear that. And so as they go along, I said, remember, always be ready for your opportunity. Stanford wasn't supposed to be in Elizabeth High School, but they happened to be there. I happened to be playing at that point in time. They happened to enjoy the way that I played, but there was a standard at which they had to adhere to the people that they recruited. So luckily, I was able to live up to be at those standards. I was able to then get into the school. Like I tell everybody, the thing about Stanford is, as an athlete, you still go through the admissions process. There's not a separate process that you go through. And so you still have to be admitted into the school before you can then accept any scholarship. So luckily for me, I got admitted into the school, had to call back to Fran Fraschilla and tell him, well, Fran, I appreciated the love you gave me, but Stanford is interested. The next thing he said to me was, you'd be crazy to come to Manhattan and not go to Stanford. So I have a recruiting trip to go out to Stanford. I get to Stanford, and Mike Montgomery, who's the head coach, we go, we walk around, we do all of this, we do all of the seeing the university. We go into the office, and he says, well, Brevin, I have one scholarship for either you or Dan Earl. Whichever one of you guys says yes first, that's what I'm going to give a scholarship to. So I leave from his office, walk next door. I pick up the phone. I always tell the story for a lot of youngsters. This was a house phone almost. I had to pick it up and dial numbers. There was no cell phone at that time. So I call my mom. She picks up the phone, and I tell her the opportunity that has been presented to me. And the one thing she says is, of course, we will miss you. We love you. But it's time for you to go. I walk back into the office, and I tell Mike Montgomery, I'll take the scholarship. Go back, finish my senior year at Seton Hall Prep. We finished after my 3 years of playing varsity basketball, we lost 7 games, won 3 state championships. We lost our ultimate state championship my sophomore year. But it was a successful time. But it also meant that I finished with a 3.9 GPA. And so it made it all the more better when it was time for me to go to Stanford, that I felt good that I belonged at Stanford as not just an athlete, but also as a student. And so the first day we get to Stanford, we walk into the gym. I look around. I knew the year before I got there, they were 7-23. A lot of people said, well, why are you going there? I said, why would I not go there? It's the best mix of academics and athletics on a regular basis. But we walk into the gym. I have a senior point guard that I knew was coming back that year. But all of a sudden now I got a junior college point guard transfer that has shown up on campus that they have also signed. So guess what that makes me? The third point guard. Nothing new to me. I've been a third point guard my entire life. So what does it mean is it meant that it was my determination, it was within me that I said, I'm not going to be the third point guard when we start. And so we go through working out. We play 5-on-5. We have some practices. We get to the point of preseason games. We walk up on the board, walk into the locker room. Whose name is up there? Brevin Knight was starting point guard. The junior college kid left because he thought he was going to be in that role. I beat him out. Our senior point guard who was there just beat me up every day in practice because he felt as though he should have been on the court and he was going to continue to show. And so we go into that season. We win 19 games. We think we should be an NCAA tournament team that year. But we don't make it because the conference is not strong enough. We miss out. We go to the NIT. Because we are distraught, I always say, ready for your opportunity. Because we are distraught that we didn't make the NCAA, we did not prepare in the same fashion as we had all season for our NIT opening game, which is in our arena. We lose to BYU in that game. I walked out of there with the same feeling I had when I was in high school freshman year, was that I'll never have this feeling again. I want us to be the best team that they have ever had. Before I went to Stanford, they had only been to the NCAA tournament 3 times. They won it in 1942. You know what that means? That means that the NIT was the NCAA at that time. The NCAA is what the NIT is today. So they won a championship that really wasn't thought of much at that time, and then happened to go to 2 other tournaments. Well, I said, I got 3 years left of college. I want to match the 3 NCAA tournaments that they were able to go to. So we come back our sophomore year, we win, go to the NCAA tournament, win our first round game, lose the second round to Marcus Camby, if anybody knows who that is, played at UMass. My junior year, we go back again, another great year. We win again. We go to the tournament, win the first game, and then guess who we lose to? Marcus Camby in the second round. My senior year, we go again. I say, well, this year, I want to be a Sweet 16 team this year. We go my senior year. We play the first round. We win the first round. The second round, we got to play against Wake Forest, who was led by Tim Duncan. We go into that game. Again, now my team has 0 pros on it. We're playing against an eventual #1 draft pick with 3 other guys on his team that are pros. We win that basketball game. Nobody would have thought Stanford University would be doing what they're doing. We go on to the next round. We lose to the University of Utah in overtime in San Jose, California, in the loudest game I've ever played in. But again, we lose to a team that has 4 pros on it. We worked hard. We just didn't have enough to win. We left from that game. After that day, because I had graduated, I was already done with school. I leave and we just go back to I go to Cincinnati to my wife's home just to get away for a minute before whatever the next thing is. The next thing, only reason why there can be a next thing is because my sophomore year, I played against a guy named Jason Kidd. And take that back, my freshman year. Jason Kidd tells me, after we played the second time, that, do you know that you can be a pro? I never in my life thought that I would be a professional basketball player. It was a dream of mine. It wasn't a goal of mine. The goal for me was to go to college, make connections, meet the right people, move on and get a job. Well, Jason Kidd just told me in my freshman year that I could be a pro. That changed my mentality from freshman year to where I told you we ended up senior year. Why did we end up where we were those 3 years? Because he told me I had an opportunity if I wanted it. Nobody ever told me that at that time. So I made sure that I worked my behind off for those years leading up to my senior year when it all got done. Senior year, we finish. We go into the summer. We work out. Luckily, I get drafted to the Cavaliers, 16th to the Cleveland Cavaliers. We go into Cleveland. We have one other point guard who's on the team when I get drafted. And when you get drafted that high, you think, I'm the guy for them. I got to be the guy. You don't draft me this high and think that I'm not going to be your guy. But even being drafted then, I was still drafted, guess what? The 3rd point guard in the draft. That's behind Chauncey Billups, Antonio McDaniels, who I never even heard of in college the entire time I was there. He went to Ball State. All of a sudden, he jumped up to be a higher draft pick. So even when I went to Cleveland, I said, I still got work to do. Because even though I felt like I was the #1 point guard in college, between me, Jock Vaughn at that time, there's still 2 people that y'all thought were better and got drafted ahead of me. So we start our trek in Cleveland. We go to Cleveland. We get to the playoffs. Nobody thought. We had 4 rookies and Sean Kemp. There's a reason why we were able to make it to the NBA playoffs. My rookie year, we lose to Indiana with Reggie Miller. The next 2 to 3 years, it's kind of up and down. We have a lockout. Trades happen. I move on. I get to my 7th year in the league. After my 7th year, we're sitting around and they say, my career may be over. There's nobody calling. There's nobody asking me to come into the camp. There's nobody saying that we want to offer you a contract. We are now sitting and waiting. Luckily, my agent has a relationship with a guy named Bernie Bickerstaff, who is the head coach now of the Charlotte Bobcats, which would be my 2nd expansion team. Started with the Memphis Grizzlies when they moved from Vancouver here. We started that organization. Now we got a chance to go to Charlotte. The one thing that Bernie Bickerstaff says to me is, we have a starting point guard. We have a backup point guard. You can be our 3rd point guard. I look at the names of the 2 guys ahead of me, and I'm not going to say their names, and I say, I think I'm better than both of them. We get to the preseason, still the one that's still starting, the other guy I'm already surpassed. We get to our first regular season game of the year, I'm starting on that team. Had 3 of my best statistical years of my career being in Charlotte. 2nd in assists 2 years, 1st in steals. And all of it is because I was ready for an opportunity. I had a chance, and with that chance, I wasn't going to allow someone to take that chance away from me. And so we finished that. We played in Charlotte for 3 years. We signed another 2-year deal. I get to my last year, and usually in around June or July, I start to work out again to get ready for the next season. Now my wife is looking at me saying, you haven't done anything. You haven't gotten back in the gym yet. And I tell her, I'm still not ready. It now gets to August, and she says, well, what are we doing? We're not working out. I said, we're not working out because I think we're done. No ailments, physically felt great, mentally was drained. I was tired of living here, family over here, traveling here, but what I did was I made sure that I made an opportunity for myself when I was done. I took a NBA Players Association broadcasting program while I played. Every summer I did a different program that they offered to see what I wanted to do with my life when I moved on. And then the broadcasting let me know exactly what I wanted to do. And I knew it would also help my wife because she didn't want to deal with me every day for an entire year. So it gave me a chance to have another traveling job, but stay close to what I wanted to do. And I had an owner, Michael Heisley, God rest his soul, who was the owner of the Grizzlies when I was there. He and I forged a relationship. When the opportunity came about for the Grizzlies announcer to be their analyst, because Sean Toohey, who was doing the job, was ready to take a step away because, I don't know if you guys, the movie The Blind Side, it was about his family. They had to start to do a lot of different tours. And so again, there was an opportunity. Now, if I would not have done the Players Association program, if I in the summer had not worked for NBA TV as a correspondent, if I would not have done different things to get myself ready for whatever my next career was going to be, Mr. Heisley could have said, I want a former Grizzly player to be our analyst, and I would like it to be someone who is still affiliated with the community. Well, if I hadn't have done all of the things previous to that, I wouldn't have been ready for that opportunity. And it would not have allowed me to be standing here talking to you now 14 years later, being on the TV with Pete Pranica and Rob Fisher. And so the biggest thing I always like to tell young people is, you never know where you're going to end up. You never know how you're going to get there. But if you put in the work, if you put in the preparation, and when the opportunity presents itself, good luck can come your way. And the thing that I've seen here tonight is, I've seen a lot of young people put themselves in a position to be ready for opportunities. So one day you may be sitting here on this stage as an honoree or an inductee into a Hall of Fame. So with that mindset, continue it, because it didn't only help you get to where you are today, it's going to help you get to where you want to get to tomorrow. The attributes that you have learned as athletes, the hard work that you have put in, the perseverance that you had to endure, but mixed with the backing and the love of those that are close to you, will continue to allow you to further yourself and progress in life. Do not ever miss an opportunity because you were not ready for it. They don't come knocking all the time, and you don't know when the knock will come. But when it comes, please be ready to seize your opportunity. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Brevin. When we come back, we're going to meet all the inductees for 2024.
The Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame, brought to you by Carlock Automotive, Ghostlight Productions.
Hustle up, let's go. Foul!
Timeout. You think Dodo knows what she's doing? Yeah, she's in the Sports Hall of Fame and Remax Hall of Fame. And 4-time national champions. Ain't that right, Tess?
I'm Jody Parrish, the coach approach realtor. There's nothing like family. Let me help yours. Oh, I love it.
Your life, your home,
Your business, your future.
Focusing on you, West Tennessee Bank strives to serve its clients in every season of life. With vast experience in personal and business banking, we take pride in guiding you through significant events. At West Tennessee Bank, we help you realize your dreams.
West Tennessee Bank is a division of Decatur County Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. West Tennessee Bank, focused on you.
From time to time, life may throw us a curveball. Even with the best of efforts, maintaining the essentials like utilities can be difficult. With UtiliCare, you can make a donation to help provide utility assistance to families right here in Jackson. Your contribution makes a difference for those families struggling to pay utility bills. Go online to learn more or donate. jaxenergy.com/UtiliCare.
And it's time to meet our inductees for 2024 into the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame. We start with the Jackson native, who is being honored for his accomplishments as a football player at both the high school level and the college level. Let's meet Drae Bowles.
A Jackson native, Drae Bowles is honored for his accomplishments as a football player at Jackson Christian and the University of Tennessee. From a young age, he was athletic and fast on his feet, playing basketball and football. But he knew football was his game by the time he reached middle school. He was a starter as a high school freshman, playing receiver and returning punts and kickoffs. His speed and talent soon drew the attention of college scouts and received his first scholarship offer when he was a sophomore. Matt Underwood, Bowles' head coach at Jackson Christian, made a highlight video after his sophomore season, and he showed it to a Tennessee assistant coach. He didn't say anything as he watched, so I wasn't sure what he was thinking, Underwood recalled. When the video ended, he looked at me and said, "Coach, please don't show this video to any other coaches." And he stepped outside and called the head coach at Tennessee. Bowles piled up scholarship offers from nearly 30 major schools, including Notre Dame, Michigan, Auburn, Oregon, Arkansas, Miami, and Vanderbilt. The 6-foot, 200-pound athlete had 4,550 all-purpose yards and 47 touchdowns at Jackson Christian. He averaged 15 yards per catch while grabbing 171 passes for 2,569 yards and 23 touchdowns. He added 18 more and 705 yards on 128 carries as a running back, and he scored 5 touchdowns for 1,276 yards while returning punts and kickoffs. A 2-time All-State selection, he played in the U.S. Army All-America Bowl in San Antonio, Texas after his senior season in 2011. ESPN had Bowles rated a 4-star recruit, the nation's number 16 prospect at wide receiver, the number 2 overall prospect in Tennessee, and number 47 in the Southeast. After graduation in 2012, Bowles went to Tennessee and was redshirted his first year. As a redshirt freshman, he played in 11 games for the Vols, but after shoulder surgery, saw action in only 2 games in 2014. Bowles transferred to UT Chattanooga in the spring of 2015 and played 4 games in the fall for the Mocs before re-injuring his shoulder and ending his college career. Bowles is the son of Dexter and Sherry Bowles of Jackson. He and wife Kelly Bowles have 1 son, Grayson, who is 4. Please welcome 2024 inductee, Drae Bowles.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Drae Bowles. First and foremost, I want to thank the men upstairs for allowing me to be on the stage tonight. It truly is a blessing. I also want to thank my beautiful wife, Kelly, and my son, Grayson, for supporting me throughout this entire process as he waves his hands over there. I also want to thank Jackson Christian. I want to thank all my teachers, all my coaches, Coach Underwood, Coach Stewart. Thank you guys for everything you guys have done for me throughout the entire process. I want to thank all my friends, my classmates. There's just so many more people to thank during this time period as well. I'd like to also thank the Madison County Sports Hall of Fame Board for electing me to receive this award tonight. It's definitely an honor and definitely a privilege to be on the stage tonight again. I want to thank my family, my friends, and so many more people, like I said, is to be named tonight. I also want to give a special thanks to my dad and my mom. Excuse me. Thank you. All the sacrifices you guys made for me. I just remember playing 4 years in college, and my parents missed 2 games. They didn't care if I played 5 plays or didn't play at all. They were just there to support me, and I just want to thank y'all for that. So I do apologize. If there's one word of advice I would give to all the student athletes here tonight, I would encourage you to set a goal, remain humble, and whatever is required, go above and beyond to achieve that, to achieve your dream. Again, thank you for your time, and I really appreciate it. So.
Her second inductee tonight, she's a runner, something I never could do. She could probably outrun all of us today inside of the Civic Center tonight. Let's meet Audrey Hazelhurst Davis.
Audrey Hazelhurst Davis, who began running at age 6, has enjoyed success at every level she's competed in and continues to do so. As a student at the University School of Jackson, she helped lead her cross-country team to a state runner-up finish in 2009. She competed in the 1,600-meter and 3,200-meter events at the TSSAA Track and Field State Championships each of her 4 years at USJ, and helped lead her track team to the 4x800-meter relay state title in 2009. Hazelhurst was named the Jackson Sun Runner of the Year 4 times in high school. She was also a 3-time All-State runner after finishing runner-up to the state individual standings over 3 years. As a college freshman in 2011, she led Union to a Trans-South Conference title and a trip to the NAIA Nationals. She was named first team All-Conference. As a senior in 2014, Davis led Union to the Gulf South Conference title, a South Region third place finish, and a trip to the NCAA National Championships. She was named first team All-GSC, All-South Region, and was named to the GSC Honor Roll for the third straight year. In 2021, she won the women's division of the St. Jude Marathon. She broke the female record in the Bell Ringer 50K in 2017 and broke the female Back Jackal Trail Marathon record in 2021. She also still holds half marathon records for 15 and 17-year-old females in Tennessee. She broke the half marathon for 13-year-old females in 2005 and held that record until it was broken in 2013. She qualified to run the Boston Marathon 6 times. She also ran the 2014, 2015 Andrew Jackson Marathon, the 2014 Kentucky Derby Marathon, the 2015 Boston Marathon, the 2021 San Diego Marathon, and the 2021 St. Jude Marathon. Aside from cross country, she played violin in Union's first orchestra and graduated from Union University College of Pharmacy with a Doctor of Pharmacy degree in 2018. Audrey is a pharmacist in Bolivar. Her husband, Jared, works as a PA at the Jackson Clinic. They are parents of a 15-month-old daughter, Catherine. Please welcome 2024 inductee, Audrey Hazelhurst Davis.
If my baby were up here with me, she would say, "Oh, wow." I'm so honored to be up here tonight, and I'm incredibly grateful to the Hall of Fame committee and everyone who came together to make this night so special. I'm in awe to join such an awesome, accomplished group of athletes who have built up sports in Madison County and who've gone on to represent us so well across the country. I was slightly intimidated when I read about the accomplishments of all these other athletes up here. Because when I look back at my own career, I just think of a hobby that has brought me countless friends and memories, rather than achievements. So thank you for choosing me to be inducted with them. It's also particularly special to be up here with Josh Holmes, who's a friend, runner, and inspiration. When preparing for this speech, I went to the Hall of Fame website, and I read the mission statement and panicked for a split second when I got to the phrase, "and have not been an active player for 5 years." But it's completed with except in lifetime activity sports. I'm blessed to have fallen in love with a sport that I can do anytime, anywhere, and on any level. As long as God continues to bless me with good health and legs that move, my sport will be one of a lifetime. There have been times when I have been more competitive with running and times when I do it just for fun. I've come in second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on in a lot more races than I've come in first, but it's not just about winning for me. It's good for my physical health, my mental health, and my spiritual health. It's been my stress relief and time for prayer. One of the reasons I was so determined to give it my all at the St. Jude Marathon in 2021 was because I knew it would be my last race for a while. My husband and I had tried to conceive for over 4 years at that time and decided that competitive running was not helping our chances of starting a family. 11 months later, our beautiful daughter was born. Every day, she reminds me of how amazing the little things are in life, and I'm so grateful to be able to share running with her. She joined me on runs during my pregnancy and then got in the running stroller when she was just a few weeks old. Now she enjoys running too, and I think one day she'll be able to outrun me. I look forward to that day and to helping her discover the interests and talents that God gives her, whatever they may be. I realize now more than ever what a role parents have in encouraging and cultivating the talents that God gives their children. I'm incredibly thankful to my parents and everyone who played a role in helping me do just that. Most view running as an individual sport, but having a strong support system is essential, and I have the best one I ever could have imagined. I have the most supportive husband, family, and have had the best teammates, training partners, cheerleaders, and coaches over the years. My first coach and inspiration to start running was my mom. who ran marathons when I was growing up and signed me up for my first race. It was her race, her voice that made me sprint to the finish and tie for first. We've run many races together since then, and she still inspires me today. In addition to encouraging and cheering me on, my dad has always made sure that I have a safe place to run. It's not always easy as a female, and since I started training for my first half marathon 18 years ago, my dad has made sure that I have trails to run on all over his farm. There's also strength and safety in numbers, and I'm extremely grateful to the Jackson Roadrunners for organizing group runs, and for all of my running buddies, especially Beth, Yvette, and Monica, for countless miles over the years. I'm also especially thankful for Coach Nash, who came all the way from California to celebrate tonight. He guided me through middle school cross country at St. Mary's, my first half marathon, and still sends workouts today. Chris Winter took over coaching in high school during some of my most formative years and even helped me with training before the St. Jude win. I'm thankful to him for his unwavering support and for not only shaping me into a better runner, but for allowing me to keep it fun. I also want to thank Coach Willis, who coached me alongside Chris in track at USJ. I will be forever grateful to Coach Johnson for recruiting me to go to Union and for investing in me for 4 amazing years. Like many teens, when it was time to look at colleges, I was eager to get out of Jackson. Coach was not only stayed in touch, but also prayed for me in my decision during that time. And after lots of prayer and consideration, I felt that God was calling me to go to Union. I didn't understand why at the time, but I can't imagine what my life would have looked like if I hadn't answered that call. I fell in love with a Union baseball player, and my life changed forever. Jared is my biggest encouragement. He believes in me and supports me in every way. We are both extremely grateful for our experience as college athletes. All sports alike have the power to change lives as they have ours. Aside from some amazing memories, Jared and I have learned life skills and how to achieve goals through discipline, hard work, and determination. We are so thankful to be a part of this incredible community, and tonight is a great example of how the city shows up to support its family and friends. We can't think of a better place to raise our daughter and look forward to watching the next generation of athletes in Jackson thrive. Thank you.
Our next inductee comes from an area where I grew up, out in the eastern part of Madison County, the garden spot of the world, Beach Bluff. And yeah, we know that. I think he may have drank from that artesian well down there by the post office to give him some of his get up and go to do things. Let's take a look at Greg Goff and his accomplishments.
A Beach Bluff native, Greg Goff, is honored for his accomplishments as a collegiate baseball coach and as a pitcher at Delta State University, Jackson State Community College, and Southside High School. Goff is presently head baseball coach at Purdue University. He begins his 5th season as coach of the Boilermakers and 19th season as the collegiate head coach. He has 544 victories entering this spring. He's averaging more than 30 wins a year. His teams have won 40 or more games 6 times, and he has a .562 winning percentage. Raised in Beach Bluff by his parents James Goff and the late Cora Goff, he is a 1988 graduate of Southside High School, where he was an all-district pitcher and played second base. The right-hander helped the Hawks win the district, and he struck out 16 against McKenzie in 1 game. Goff was a walk-on player at Jackson State Community College, but eventually awarded a scholarship as a pitcher. He had a 5-2 record his 2nd season, which led to a scholarship at Delta State University. He played 2 seasons there, earned his bachelor's degree in '94, and became a graduate assistant. He earned his master's degree in administration at DSU in '96 and became the Statesman's pitching coach in 1997. He spent 2 seasons at Southeast Missouri and 4 seasons at Kentucky as a pitching coach. Goff was the pitching coach at Kentucky when he landed his first head job on the collegiate level in 2004 at Montevallo, Alabama. where his teams compiled a 152-84 record over 4 seasons. In 2006, Montevello team won the Southeast region and finished third in the Division II College World Series. After Montevello, he has been head coach at Campbell University in North Carolina, Louisiana Tech, Alabama, and Purdue. Goff's Campbell team was 49-10 in 2013, and in his final season there, 2014, the Camels qualified for their first NCAA regional in 24 years. Goff has coached 12 players who made it to the major leagues and has had 59 players drafted by Major League Baseball. After 7 seasons at Campbell, Goff led Louisiana Tech for 2 years and took his team to the regionals for the first appearance in 29 years. He moved to Purdue as an assistant coach in 2018 and became the Boilermakers head coach 2 years later. He has an 82-85 record entering this season. Goff and his wife Tina will be married 30 years in June. They have 4 daughters, Cara, Kylie, Colby, and Kinsey. Please welcome 2024 inductee, Greg Goff.
I'm glad those lights came on so I can see a little better. My wife keeps telling me I need to get glasses, but I just don't give in, guys. Don't give in. It is an absolute honor for me to be here tonight. It's been a really emotional drive down here for the last 6 or 7 hours as we drove down to be doing this for a lot of reasons, mostly for the people that's out here tonight. To have an opportunity to be here, to be around people. I see Ronnie Giddens. I didn't see Ronnie play, but I saw him hit a softball, and I always just envied how far the guy hit the ball. Ronnie is so awesome. But a guy like Ronnie Giddens, so many people in this room today that has such a positive impact on my life that I just can never repay. I can never repay, from my aunts, my uncles, my dad is sitting right here, my brother that's been my biggest fan, but my biggest critic. He likes to tell me every time I do something, you know, why'd you do that? To my daughters and so forth. But it's just an honor for me to be here tonight. I want to start out by just congratulating this wonderful class of 2024 Hall of Fame. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. You know, when they called and said, you know, talking about this Hall of Fame, I said, did you talk about the Purdue basketball coach, not the baseball coach? No, they just got done getting beat there by the UConn last week. So wasn't a very good day in West Lafayette. But it's just awesome to be a part of this. I want to thank the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame for the induction. Just seeing so many people that I grew up watching and trying to emulate is just so special for me. And I just want to thank everybody for this opportunity. Jan Stanfield that put my name in, that submitted my name for this. Thank you, Jan, for doing that. I know you're here tonight. My family, my dad. But really, the Hall of Fame of my family is my wife, Tina Goff. Tina, would you please stand? 30 years of living with me, 9 moves. She's been certified in about every state in the United States. And thank you, sweetheart, for everything that you've done for me. And I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for all these people that are here tonight. You know, I'm fortunate that I've got a couple of my daughters here, Kinsey and Colby, that are along with me. I've got 2 others, one in Texas and one that's still playing at the University of Louisville. And I think she's watching tonight. So just so honored to be here and to be a part of this. But, you know, I've been fortunate enough to have some former coaches that were here. Steve Bolton is a guy that took a chance on me and said, man, I'm going to try to make you into a real baseball player. And so he taught me the lessons early on. And Coach Groh at Southside High School, and then Bubba Cates at Jackson State. Just so honored and tried to emulate those guys and what they did, because they were so successful and had such a huge impact, you know, on my life. But, you know, I was fortunate that I had a mom that was my coach. And I knew from an early age what she instilled in me are things I could live with every day. Hard work, respect, integrity. Be a man of character, Greg. Treat people right. And I knew watching her coach me in Little League and going up through there. I want to be like her. And we try to get her into the Hall of Fame. My aunts that are here tonight, one of the greatest Christmas presents they ever gave us was a scrapbook of my mom when she was in high school. And it's pretty awesome that you guys would do that. Although she didn't get inducted, her son is tonight. Mom, I love you, and thank you so much for this opportunity. We're here. You know, as we finish up with this, I just want to, again, you know, being a coach, I didn't get selected in my baseball career. I think Coach Cates used to tell me all the time, son, would you quit throwing that batting practice up there? Well, I still throw BP today, but it's way better than it was, Coach. I promise you that. You know, but, you know, for me and to see all my friends here tonight, you know, I usually speak in front of a lot of people, different opportunities, but nobody ever knows who I am. And I always start out, I'm the Purdue baseball coach, and I tell them I'm from Chicago. And they all laugh, like, what? Not that hillbilly accent. Are you kidding me? So it's really good to be here tonight with all my friends that I can talk to, and you guys can understand what I say. Instead of, hey, what'd you say? What'd you say? So they love it when I tell them I'm from Chicago. And then when we're doing camps, I always tell them, you know, I'm from Tennessee. We don't wear shoes in Tennessee. And every one of those kids, they'll look down. Are you wearing shoes, Coach? Like, man, come on. This is 2024. We got shoes in Tennessee. But, you know, I just want to close with, again, just so grateful and humble to be a part of this and to be able to come back tonight and see my family and my friends and players that I played with. They were way better than I was. All you guys were way better than I was, and I often wonder, and I thank God every day that he chose a little man from Beach Bluff to be able to carry him across the country and to be able to do something that he loves to do on a daily basis. And they have an opportunity to have some way of impact on 18 to 22-year-old boys is a lifelong dream of mine, and I'm very grateful for that. And I'll just finish with this. You know, this is one of the biggest highlights of my life here tonight in front of my hometown, and to be able to do this and to see all these people that have been such great athletes and winners. But I can just tell you this, no matter where God has taken us, no matter where I've been from highs of wins to the lowest of lows, you know, I can always say that he may have taken me out of West Tennessee, but my roots and my growth and the man that I am today is because of the people in this room. I love you very much. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Our next inductee is a father, a coach, a mentor, encourager, a sportscaster. He talks a lot. He's a talk show host. I remember the first time I ever saw him at one of his practices. I went over to cover him and do something, and he brought his team over and he sat them down and talked to them for 45 minutes on the bleachers. And I'm wondering, what's he doing? I think he took that team to the state that year. So he did know what he was doing. Let's look at the accomplishments of Joe Holloway.
Joe Holloway, a Jackson native, is honored for his contributions as a high school coach, primarily girls basketball, and his ongoing radio career as a sports broadcaster and talk show host. Joe is a graduate of Jackson High School in 1969 and Union University in 1973. He played youth baseball and junior high basketball and football, but multiple injuries led him to focus on managing, then coaching. He was 15 when he got his first coaching job with an 8- and 9-year-old Southern League baseball team for the Jackson Parks and Recreation Department. It won the championship, and Holloway was hooked. He enjoyed the work, but coaching was in his blood. He began his coaching career in Madison County School System in 1978 when he became head girls and boys basketball coach and assistant football coach at Northside Junior High. He moved over to Northside High in 1982 as head girls basketball coach. The 1982-83 Northside girls team, known as the Smurfs, put together a 26-5 record and the number 4 state ranking. They beat Chester County 3 times, including the Class AA District Championship. The next season, they made it to the state tournament for the first time since 1959, but lost in the semifinals of Class AAA. The 6th-ranked Maidens lost in the state quarterfinals 28-27 to Shelbyville, the nation's #1 team, and finished 31-4. Holloway had a .540 and .286 record, .654 winning percentage as a head basketball coach. He was the Jackson Sun Coach of the Year 3 times and was Coach of the Year in the district 11 times and in the region 4 times. His teams won 3 regional championships and 8 district titles. He's proud of the fact that he received only 4 technical fouls during his entire coaching career. Holloway also taught and coached at Southside, Liberty Tech, and North Parkway Middle School during his 30-year career in the Madison County school system. He retired in 2007. All the while, he has kept his hand in the broadcasting world, working radio coverage of local high school basketball games for 50 years. Holloway's been a guest speaker at numerous times at various coaching clinics. Joe and his wife Susan will celebrate their 17th wedding anniversary in July. They met when they were both teachers at Liberty Tech and married less than 3 months after their first date. He has a daughter, Megan Holloway. She has a son, Brad Kelly. Please welcome 2024 inductee, Joe Holloway.
Thank you very much. Tom's caused me to change my speech a little bit. That is not true. I talked 50 minutes that day, Tom. And I do need to make a couple of things. Number one, there will be a quiz. As I'm also a state award winner as an economics teacher, there will be a quiz at the end of this speech. And this, I want you to keep an eye on my players. I've got some here. I've got some at a table out that way. Please keep an eye on them. Some of them snuck in on me today. And keep an eye on them because they may pass out, and they'll know why at the end of the speech, and you will too. But first of all, I'm a very lucky man. I have wonderful family, great players, great friends. I'm humbled to receive this recognition. If you don't know it, we have the best sports hall of fame probably in the South. Other people model after ours. They really do. Thanks to each one of you that are attending this great occasion. And to Coach, I don't want to call him Coach, and he could, but Brevin Knight, one of the great basketball players, what a great speech that he gave. And to the Jackson-Madison County Hall of Fame that has bestowed this honor on me. I want to congratulate each one of these wonderful inductees. This is one of the finest classes, and I'm very proud to go in with y'all. The award winners tonight, a lot of fine young people. And the 74 Little League team, and they better be glad I don't have more time because I know stuff on all of them because Robert Brown and I coached them in basketball, most of them, and a few other sports, and I've known some of them since they were about that long in the world. And Giddens, I know more on you probably than I do anybody. So anyway, any accolades though, and I want you to remember something as I go through this speech. First priority in your life is God, second one is family, then you can put your priorities after that. But any accolades that I receive, including this Hall of Fame induction, they first of all belong to God, my family, my mentors, my players, and the people who have influenced me to be the best I can be. Now, time, one of the things that killed me, and Beth Sedberry's got the patience of Job, one of the things that killed me is the time restriction because I've got so many people. When you're 72, a lot of important people in your life. But anyway, first of all, I want to thank my parents. I can't say enough about them. And that'd be the end of the speech because I'd take the next 5 minutes. But my daughter, Megan, you saw her shirt up there. She's the greatest gift I have. And she was the boss. But she, as a student coach, helped quite a bit. Her career kind of got ended by an injury, but she playing for somebody else, not me. I would have babied her. My wife, Susan, very special person. She does so many things. Not enough time. Again, another whole 5-minute speech. My son Brad is here, and I'm so proud of him. But I also love my 2 granddaughters who put together my playbooks and stuff, especially Kaya Harper started learning and did a good job, but Kaya's the older one. My brother Bobby, who's the best fullback. I didn't say running back, but the best fullback in Northside history. And This one is, if you could read my speech, is special, and you need to know the background. But I had an assistant coach one time down at Humphreys Academy in Belzona, Mississippi, in the Delta. My assistant coach's name is Gizmo. That's because he's my cat. He caught 137 field mice to keep the school's gymnasium functioning properly. You can't find help like that. Well, there was 1,000 acres of sweet potatoes growing around it, and you know where the field mice came in the winter. Gizmo took care of that. I also, my pup Yoda, and as she is a puppy, is still learning to be a good school member. But as I look over my audience, I'm very sad because many of my mentors are missing tonight, and I may leave somebody out, and my apologies if I do to anybody. They're in God's Hall of Fame, which is very important. You want to be in the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame, you want to be in God's Hall of Fame. Names who are Hall of Famers here, like Dunk DeBomber, Billy Scribner, the second father to a lot of us. T.D. Reynolds, who I wouldn't be back in Jackson if he hadn't made a call. And Billy Henry, that coached at Union, Don Meyer, Richard Ross, Robert Brown, Turi Ullman, Buddy Patey, Dr. David Blackstock. Gids knows what I feel about Dr. Blackstock, so does Shay. And I was mentored by 3 really special people. 2 of them are here for sure, O'Neal Henley and Bud Sykes. Thank y'all. And Dan Bland is the other one. I learned more football in 1 year from Dan Bland than I had anybody else. And I was injured, couldn't play, and he still taught me just like I was healthy. I have some very special friends sitting out there. Some couldn't make it. Some had some emergencies that came up, real emergency. But sitting out there are people like Bill Hamilton, Reggie Smith, Kenny Fitzgerald, my best center fielder, Ray Gehring, who's a great friend, Steve Farrer. We've been together a long time, hadn't we, Steve? Jody Pickens, Kirk Gehring, and my Marine buddy, Joe Gracie, and one that snuck in on me, my buddy Harold Grader, the associate or assistant executive director of the Liberty Bowl, is here, and I appreciate him being here. Sportscasters, Tom Brett had to put up with me for 21 years at the NAIA tournament, 8 o'clock in the morning, and we closed it down about 12 or 1 o'clock at night, a lot of nights. The other people, I'll go through a little faster because I know I'm starting to fall behind on my time, and I think you get shot if you go to 5:02 on your speech. But the people, Dick Palmer, who was kind of Tom's predecessor at DXI, was my first mentor. And then you had Mapes, McCulley, Harper, Butler, Freeman, who's one of my younger guys, but Schulze, Paul Schulze over there. And then my big fella, Seabass, is here tonight. And those of you who don't know who he is, you need to find out. He's a dandy. I coached my first team at age 16, my last one at 68. I want to thank the hundreds of players that helped me have a successful career and have given their all for wins in all sports. Plus, I want to thank all of you girls for the 540 wins in basketball. Every team I coached, this is a little weird fact, was either a brand new team that had never played together before or they had losing records. I had never inherited a winning team. It's really special, which brings me to a point of I had 2,000 players that helped build winning teams. Thanks to each team, but there's 2 that are represented tonight, actually 3 that are very special. First of all, the Smurfs. You saw them on the screen. They're there. Thanks to Friedel Harris, because he said it in front of Billy Ray Cox. He's the first one to call us the Smurfs. These ladies, you have all staters, Angela Godwin, Shay Piercy, Allison Sykes, Michelle McCleary, Robin Williams. They were number 4 in the state. They made the AAA state tournament and got beat by the eventual state champion. We were doing quite well till Angela turned her ankle, and that's not her fault. Chattanooga Brainerd tried to get her out of the ball game, and unfortunately they succeeded. Also, these 87 and 88 teams are represented by Angie Walden and Kristen Gehring. They were both all-staters. Not only all-state in the newspaper stuff, they were state tournament all-staters, just like Shay and Angela and them were, and I left that out. I told you I'd leave some things out. They represent, with their 2 years of 61 and 8, They were only in the top 10 every year they played in the state of Tennessee. They were the 25th ranked team in the nation for part of the 88 season. And we had a couple of injuries, but we still finished a great record of 31-4. And also, we have Melissa Farrell here, who represents Liberty Tech and their sub-state appearance. I will always be thankful for all of my players. Now, Fred Stanley, I hope many of you remember him, who was former city superintendent before consolidation, once said, one of the greatest things a teacher can do is to produce students who are better than themselves. I had students who were great because greatness was within them. They were easy to coach and teach. And our team, and the girls probably forgot this, it's been a long time, but we emphasized three things. I mean, we practiced hard. We also ate a lot of taters from Smith and chicken. That's a story in itself. But the 3 Ds are desire, dedication, and discipline. And everybody, the ones at the table out there, the ones that kind of snuck in on me tonight, and these girls, every one of them, the 3 Ds are what they were made out of. My players were great examples of the 3 Ds. Now, your pop quiz, and you're not going to have to answer it because my time is running out. But you would have been asked and graded on, there's no such thing. The Northside girls all know what the answer is to that, and you probably do too. Now, the reason I ask you to keep eye on my girls, this is the shortest speech of my life. It really is. If any of them pass out, please either give them mouth-to-mouth resuscitation or give them water, because they've never heard me speak this little. I am thankful for this special day, the honor it brings me, and I'm thankful for all of y'all. Love you. Thank you.
We really had allotted extra time, Joe, but I'm going to take it back. Our next inductee is a runner, a supreme runner. And you know, reading the bios and trying to prepare for this event, I was reading it, and I tell you what, I got out of breath. If you read it in the book, and we're gonna meet him. Let's meet Joshua Holmes here.
Joshua Holmes, a Jackson native who now makes his home in Hollywood, California, is recognized as a world-class distance runner. He has completed 300 marathons and ultramarathons of various lengths, averaging 51.2 miles. Most impressively, he has completed each of the 300-plus events that he has entered. He attended Jackson Central Mary High School and Jackson Christian School. He played basketball and ran track for JCM before transferring to JCS. He attended college at MTSU in Murfreesboro, graduating in 3.5 years with a degree in finance, before attending LSU Law School in Baton Rouge, earning a law degree and also a Bachelor of Civil Law Studies in 2003. He passed the Tennessee bar and practiced law at his dad's law firm, Holmes, Rich & Ziegler, for about 2 years. Joshua ran his first marathon in June of 2004. To date, he has run 323 marathons and ultramarathons that combine with an average distance of 51.3 miles per race. Of those 323, he has run 164 marathons, that's 26.2 miles, 159 ultramarathons, that's 76.7 miles, with 323 starts and 323 finishes. He has 61 finishes of 100 miles plus, 9-time Badwater 135-mile finisher. Badwater race is considered the world's toughest foot race. 4-time Vol State 500K finisher, 314-mile race from Missouri to Georgia, and one of only 4 people to ever complete the Grand Slam of 100s and the Badwater in the same summer. And he was the fastest to do so. His personal best in the marathon, 26.2 miles, 2 hours, 56 minutes, 26 seconds. 100-miler public best is 17 hours, 13 minutes, and 51 seconds. And a 5,000-meter race, which is 3.1 miles, 17 minutes, and 6 seconds. Over 17,000 miles when including all races, not just the marathons and the ultras. Joshua is the father of 3, Phoenix 17, Malaya 13, and Tennessee Jack 8. Phoenix and Malaya were born here in Jackson, and Tennessee Jack was born in Los Angeles. He considers Jackson home even while spending most of his time in Hollywood. Please welcome 2024 inductee Joshua Holmes.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here tonight. I would like to thank the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame Committee for this beautiful event and for inducting me into this amazing Hall of Fame with so many amazing athletes. I want to congratulate my fellow inductees as well, as I know how much hard work it has taken to get here. I also want to thank my friends and family, my sister Sarah and her husband Tony, and their children Tristan and Bella, my brother Jacob, who is here, along with his wife Mandy, and their children Christian, Isaac, Evangeline, Silas, and Adelaide. Isaac had to wear dress pants to be here tonight, and I know what a struggle that is for him, one that we both share. So I wanted to be sure to thank Isaac and Silas, because we struggle wearing shirts most of the time. I want to thank Lindsay Phoenix for all her support in presenting me my Hall of Fame jacket tonight. She's an amazing endurance athlete herself. And most importantly, I want to thank my parents, Jack and Zan Holmes, who have always, with their love and support, allowed me to be me, allowed me to chase myself down rabbit holes and up mountain peaks, and no one knew how it would turn out. That freedom to discover myself and find my own avenue in life while feeling their love and support has been quintessential. When I was a kid, I had bad asthma, and the doctor told my parents I should never play outside. And my parents' response was, that's no way to have a childhood, and they let me play outside as much as I want. I competed hard and furious in every sport I played, and I often paid for it with bad asthma attacks, unable to breathe well. But my parents would always stay with me late into the night and even to the next morning, making sure I got the medicine down until I felt better and was able to breathe normally. But I most remember my parents' support and love on my darkest days when I felt hopeless, dejected, and alone. They reassured me that I was loved and everything would be okay. I hate to call the great Matthew McConaughey a plagiarist, but his 2014 Oscars acceptance speech for Best Actor borrowed a few of my same life mantras. Now, I say that in jest, having no connection to Matthew. Outside of that warm, sunny May day, we sat shirtless next to each other at Dodger Stadium watching the Astros play the Dodgers. But with that said, I need three things every day: something to look up to, something to look forward to, and something to chase. That something I look up to is God. My life has had the most polarizing, highest of highs and lowest of lows, sometimes within the same day. Now, those highs I know aren't just of my making. God was there every step of the way. And I could not have survived any of those lowest of lows without God's love, grace, and guidance through them. The one thing I look forward to every day is my children, Phoenix, Malia, and Tennessee Jack. They are the three most beautiful humans on this planet. They uplift me, they inspire me, and they are the three people I want to make the most proud of me more than anyone. And that someone to chase has always been me. I had a high school English teacher once, Mrs. Key at JCS, who asked us to tell us what we saw when we looked in the mirror. I told her that I always see less than what is actually reflecting back. She asked me to explain. I didn't mean it in an insecure way, but it meant that I wasn't content with what I saw, that it just made me more and more hungry to be better and improve daily upon what I saw. Every time I race, I'm only competing against me, and to me, that's the toughest competition I will ever face, because every time I'm competing against a younger me. That's daunting, but it actually makes me better, stronger, and do things on a level I've never done before. So every day, every week, every time I wake up, the person I'm chasing is me. Now, I know I'll never catch me, but it gives me someone to keep chasing every single day. The last thing I will leave you with is that life is all about finding your avenue. Almost everyone in this beautiful Hall of Fame is in it for what they accomplished or started in high school or college. I was a pretty good basketball player in high school, but that's not why I'm being honored tonight. I'm being inducted for what I started well after college into my 30s, 40s, and continued to do. I didn't have a plan or where I wanted to get to, but getting to this point started with a single step. I challenged myself to see if I could finish a marathon. I never would have envisioned that it would blossom to over 325 marathons, ultra marathons, and finishing some of the hardest races on the planet. When I first heard of the Badwater 135 in Death Valley, it was so far out of my realm of comprehension. I thought that aliens from another planet must come down to compete in it. I didn't see how it was humanly possible. Many people don't when they hear about it. It's considered by some to be the toughest race in the world. But reading about it put it in my mind, and that started a chain of events that led to me applying to be in the race several years later. I was actually rejected the first 2 times I applied to the race. I felt like I deserved to be there, but I didn't give up. I ran harder races, I ran further, I ran faster. I made my resume so good it wouldn't be rejected a 3rd time. It's like Andy Dufresne said in The Shawshank Redemption. Geology is all about the study of pressure and time. That's all it takes, really, pressure and time. I've spent many years applying pressure. This July, I will be attempting to finish my 10th consecutive Badwater 135. If you want something bad enough, it will almost always eventually happen. You don't need a coach or a team to become a great athlete. All you need is you. It's never too late to be great in life. Don't be afraid to be great. Thank you again for this amazing honor. Get busy living or get busy dying, and as always, run it fast.
Will all the inductees please stand? And will all the board members for the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame please stand? Having met the qualifications for induction into the Hall of Fame and having accepted the invitation for such induction here tonight, the class of 2024 is hereby officially inducted into the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame, where the names, accomplishments, and contributions of these inductees will be enshrined for future generations. Congratulations to all of you. Let's give them another round of applause. Thank you all for coming tonight and supporting the Hall. Good night and drive safely home.